What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and we're going to be jumping into Week 14 of the NFL 2019 season, and we're going to be starting with a Thursday Night Football game with the Bears and the Cowboys. Now, I've already told you guys how I feel about the NFC East. This may have solidified how bad that conference really is. It is disgusting. You got one team losing to the Dolphins. You got, Dallas Cowboys. Let me just go ahead and explain to you, Dallas Cowboy fans, what's been happening. You guys have been jumping out of the gate over your last two games, just scoring a touchdown. Zeke looked pretty good. He jumped right into the end zone. Everything was looking beautiful. The defense then goes out, and I don't know what's happening with that defense. See, this is the thing, right? Jason Garrett, you could blame him up to a point, but you have to also blame the enabler. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know that your child is doing something wrong, or your friend or your husband or your wife or whatever is doing something wrong, and you try to make excuses for it instead of attacking it. That's what Jerry Jones is doing. So it's not like we can completely blame Jason Garrett, because this guy he's shown you that he's mediocre. The dude averages 8-8 seasons, bro. Like, he's not. Look, this is what happens, right? With business, when it gets personal, it's harder for you to do your job. And it's obvious that, Jerry Jones cares about his players. He cares about, his coaches and stuff like that to a fault. You have to remember, in the business aspect of things, it's ultimately everything that's going on is Jerry Jones' fault. So when he's saying, he's raging, he's going to fire this guy, he's going to fire that guy, it's ultimately his fault, because he wants to be the coach. So he has a guy there where he can just do whatever he wants, because that's what he wants. He wants to run the team while having somebody else be there and do it. So we're starting to see now, okay, the team themselves, I don't think that they hate Jason Garrett. I don't think that, anybody dislikes him. I just think that they don't really buy into anything that he's selling, because all he does is clap. You know what I'm saying? Like, Skip Bayless calls him Coach Clap. Like, I don't know what he's doing. Look, it comes a time with motivation, right, where you have to let men know, like, listen, these dudes on the other side of the field, like, they are out here doing whatever they want. We got to go out there and handle our business. Like, you got to be able to tell these dudes, like, look, whatever you need to say, you got to be able to say it. I don't think Jason Garrett is that type of coach. I think Jason Garrett is like an offensive coordinator, a guy that, just gives the plays out, whatever. I don't think he's head coach material. But again, I don't think you have to go crazy. I don't think you have to shout. I don't think you have to be a savage. Like, you don't have to be a Mike Tomlin. I very, very rarely see Bill Belichick raise his voice on the sideline, unless it's a really, really bad call. But he's an unbelievable coach, in my opinion. So I'm not asking for this guy to be the end-all, be-all savage coach. I'm just saying he doesn't get anything out of his players. That's what I'm saying. Mitchell Trubisky, 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing. The dude is running around like he's Lamar Jackson. You can't what is the defense doing? Like, at some point, we have to also look at the team. You guys are getting paid. Like, if you're paying me millions of dollars, right, and my job is to kick the ball, and my name is Meyer, or whatever the kicker's name is, I'm gonna do what's in the best of my ability to make every kick that I can make. Now, nobody's going to be perfect about it, but these guys are just missing kicks like it's okay. Like, all right, if I miss the kick, what's going to happen? I'm going to go to the sideline, and the coach is going to give me a look, and then everything's going to be good. I'm not really scared of Jason Garrett. Like, there's no fear. They tried out so many kickers last weekend, you know what I'm saying? And they ended up going with Maher. That means that people are not able to kick the ball as easily as they think. But the dude also made a couple 60-yarders early in the season where everybody's like, this guy could probably play. So it's a very, very disgusting thing that's going on right now with the Cowboys. And one of the things that really, really irks me badly is that Dak Prescott gets all these yards in garbage time when the game doesn't matter, and people think that he's a good quarterback. Like, I'm done with him, bro. I can't do this anymore. Like, this dude is literally... Now, I know his fullback wasn't paying attention when he threw it to the flat real quick on that last play. That's not really his fault. That's the fullback. But Dak has continuously made bad throws, like, throughout to start the game, puts them in a hole. Or like, sometimes it's not his fault. Sometimes he plays well, and then it's so predictable, their offense. Oh, it's 1st and 10. What are we going to do? We're going to hand it to Zeke. Like, they don't do anything new, so that also hurts him as well. But whatever the case is, whenever there's a throw to be made and a throw has to be made, he seems to not be as accurate as many people think that he should be. And like, I was watching him, and I'm like, this dude right here, dog, like, he's an average quarterback. It's not like he's not like that guy, right? Like, right now, he's not that guy. Will he go on to become that guy? That remains to be seen. We don't even know if the Cowboys are going to re-sign him. even though it's very, very hard to have a quarterback or find a quarterback in this league, we don't even know. Like Jason Garrett can't I thought he's supposed to be like the QB whisperer. You had Romo, you had things going on. This is a completely different scenario. Like, ultimately, can Dak Prescott take you to the promised land? I don't know at this point if he's capable of doing that. I honestly just don't know, because I'm watching it and I'm like, every game seems to be the same old song. They go down early, then he gets like 300 yards at the end and 1 touchdown, and then everybody's talking about this. Oh, he's doing this and that. No, bro, look, listen. Again, I understand that the offensive line may not be what it once was, which is why Zeke can't run the ball. But at some point, you got to just take over the game, bro. Like, you got to be able to make that key throw. You got to be able to be accurate on that specific throw that, that they need. You can't go and get a 3 and out. Like, you have to do whatever it takes because you're playing for a contract. And keep in mind, I want to see these young men get paid. See, people don't seem to understand. It's a blessing to be able to go out there and have the opportunity to do what these athletes do. And I want to see them do well, but I can't, just sit here and like, all right, yeah, you know what? Let's make an excuse for this guy. No, if a guy is not doing what he's supposed to do, I'm going to tell you, good or bad. If it's somebody that I like, I got to be honest, good or bad, because that's what the game is. And, right now, like I said, should Jason Garrett be fired? Obviously, because the dude can't get the job done, but should whoever get hired, Jerry Jones, stay back and leave it alone? That also should happen. Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. Because ultimately, that's what Jerry Jones wants to do. This dude can't wait for them to start interviewing him after a game. Like, what is that even about right there, dude? Like, this dude cannot wait to start getting interviewed. And you're the owner, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, again, this has been very, very disgusting that the Cowboys are 0-6 with any team that's above 500 or above. It's extremely disgusting. But it's a lot of blame to be placed around. And, people need to start taking a look at everything. Not just like, Jason Garrett's going to get fired, but not because of what he's doing now, what he's done his entire time there with the Dallas Cowboys. That's what he's getting fired for now. Just ultimately, it's like, Jerry Jones probably like, look, I love you, bro, but you're not able to do, what you're supposed to do, and it's been going on for a while. Like, he's getting fired for a long time where the team is just not responding to his coaching techniques. That's what's happening. Everything else is on Jerry Jones. Like, this guy is just doing whatever he wants, and he's always involved way too heavily with the team when you have to let that head coach get respect. You can't threaten to fire your head coach and then let him come back in and coach the next week because the team knows that you don't respect him anymore. You're saying all these kind of, crazy things that you shouldn't be saying about your coach, and then you expect him to still, do the right thing. I know many coaches with pride would have probably walked away from this job. But obviously, Jason Garrett is the guy that he needs for the job, but that doesn't care. He's like, yo, bro, say whatever you want to say. My check is still clearing. And that's pretty much what it is. Heading over to the Bears, though, this is the kind of Mitch Trubisky that you just don't know if you're going to get it. Who knows if the Bears picks up his option? I don't know. But if he plays like this, which I told you guys he's capable of, this team can do what they need to do. Now, I know he's had some bad games. They said the coach said he was injured, and they took him out the game one game, brought somebody else in. I know that this young man is capable of doing certain things where his team can win. I'm not saying he's the best quarterback and all that. I'm saying that I know, and I've seen this from the first, when he came in as a rookie, he has the potential to do just enough with a good defense, which the Bears has not been this year overall, like where they were last year. And he's like, he can do this. He can run for a touchdown. He's very, very mobile when you give him a chance. He can make some key throws like we saw against the Lions. So the Bears have something they can work with, but they got to fix that defensive side of the ball because that's what they should be heavily relying on. And they shouldn't want to let Trubisky just throw the ball around and be, that guy that throws the ball 30, 40 times. But he can do this stuff. And yeah, he had a coming out party against the Cowboys because everybody does. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whoever's listening to this podcast, we could all go out there and play against the Cowboys like that. They're letting everybody do it. Like, whatever, let's do it. Let everybody do it. But again, these are the things that has to be rectified. I highly doubt, like based on everything that's going on, Jason Garrett probably won't be fired until the end of the season. But I would be shocked if he returns as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And not because he's not a likable guy or whatever like that. Enough is enough. And Jerry Jones has to have somebody to blame. And that's ultimately what it's going to come down to. But I do believe that, Jerry Jones has to take some of the blame for it because he's too heavily involved. He has to step back. He has to let a coach do what a coach does. Dallas Cowboy fans, feel free to tell me where I made my mistakes. Is it not Jerry Jones' fault? Leave it in the comments. Tweet me at GmiasWorld. Let me know what you're thinking. Definitely go ahead and subscribe. You can listen to this live GmiasWorld podcast, iTunes, Android, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Enjoy your day. Until next time, one love.